Welcome to Remainders, where we talk about all the movies that remain. My name is Patrick. Today we're going to be talking about the 2010 cult classic, MacGruber. Very excited for this one. Darren, how's it going, bud? It's good to see you. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on this classic comedy.
Cult classic, huh? I mean, I don't know. I've heard about MacGruber, and this is the first watch for me.
All right, that's what it was. My first question, actually. I had no idea if you had ever seen this movie before.
It's my first watch ever, and I got to tell you, it came at a time where I think I needed a little comedy in my life. So I'm glad. I don't usually pick up the DVD case or stream, in this case, a comedy very often. Just those aren't the kind of movies that float my boat, and I ended up laughing a ton in this movie. Really, really out of left field kind of comedy. Wasn't super aware of this like SNL cast and that these were reoccurring at the time that they were happening. So this kind of was off my radar, and I'm glad I watched it. There's a lot of things I liked in it. And I know that this is a film that you love more than anything in the world. And you've been, this has been on your list probably since 2020 when we started this podcast.
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean, it was just like, we don't cover a lot of comedies on this podcast. Which is, so this is a little bit of a counter programming for our podcast. I loved our last episode. I loved the movie Bully. But yeah, it's if you listen to the episode, or if you've seen that movie, it's a mean, dirty fucking movie. So
yeah, this is the other flip side of the coin to Bully. That's for sure.
I felt counter programming would be appropriate.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good of you to do, because I think we did need to keep it lighter after Bully. Bully was very heavy, and again, I'm not even super familiar with Will Forte. I know of him, of course, but like I said, that kind of cast and like all of the people that were in that cast on SNL, sort of that went past me a little bit. I wasn't really watching SNL at the time, so MacGruber wasn't on my radar. But that being said, of course, MacGyver was on my radar.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Did you grow up watching MacGyver like I did? So
yes, absolutely. And
fantastic. I love it.
Wasn't that Richard Dean Anderson? And that, yeah,
yep,
okay.
Yep.
Richard Dean Anderson as MacGyver. My brother and I love that. And, clearly like such a cool idea. Like the guy just puts together a bunch of shit and then like solves the crime, kills the bad guy, whatever, or gets out of a jam by putting together a bunch of random stuff. So obviously Will Forte picked up on all of that to do this. And, that character, and I kind of just love how he took it to like the next level,
Yes, plenty to get into, but just just a quick background. I mean, nobody needs to know what MacGruber is other than just a riff on MacGyver. But this is one of my favorite comedies of the modern era. This is close to like a top 10 comedy of all time for me. I'm going to go over my top 5 favorite comedies later. But we'll get to that. But yeah, this has definitely been one that I've loved ever since. I didn't quite see it in the theater. I saw it pretty quickly after it came out, watching it on DVD. And I mean, it was a huge bomb when it came out. And I'm
kind of not surprised, because again, I think that cast wasn't like super popular, right?
Well, I mean, the skit itself. So it started as the reoccurring skit. Jorma Taccone is the brainchild of it. He's actually the one who had to push Will Forte to actually do the character. He was a writer on SNL. He's the director of this film. He was the one who came up with the character, riffing on MacGyver. And like I said, Will Forte wasn't actually originally like that interested in the idea. So Taccone was the one who actually pushed him to do it. So the cast at the time, I mean, SNL was pretty popular with this era. Like not as popular as like Will Ferrell, but like, it wasn't unpopular at the time.
I guess maybe I'm looking at it from my lens, which isn't fair, because I wasn't watching.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't consistently watched SNL in 20 years, but the skit itself was a pretty recurring and popular one. I mean, it was shown at the Super Bowl like a couple of times. I think 2009. They actually had
MacGruber?
Yeah, like it was like, this was before the movie. It's like it was like one of the more popular recurring skits on SNL. So like they had like Super Bowl commercials around that time with MacGruber, like showing the skits. So Amazing. It was by far like one of the more popular skits at that time. And and then Lorne Michaels was always a huge fan of it, always pushing for it. So that's what that led them to the movie in 2010. And like I said, it did terrible. Like it made like only a few million in the box office, and was out of the theaters after a couple weeks. But fortunately,
that's the reason you called it a cult classic, I suppose.
Yeah, and it definitely has become a cult classic. It has its defenders. People love it online. A little director called Christopher Nolan, one of his favorite comedies, is on the record of saying it. So it has its defenders, chiefly myself amongst them. So.
Yeah, you've talked about this film for a while, and watching it, your humor is all over it. I mean, for sure, it's like it's totally off the wall and bonkers.
I don't know how to take that. It's the stupidest fucking humor there is.
But like that's the thing is like,
I'm not saying that's 100% what I'm into for sure.
Yeah, but what you're into, like you like that kind of just off the wall humor, and there is some moments in here that got me dying. And I'm not like the guy who likes to like sit around and laugh all day at movies. So I caught myself laughing like hysterically when it wasn't, I'm by myself. So it's not like anybody is like, I'm trying to like laugh in front of somebody to make them think that I like the movie or whatever. I was genuinely laughing. And that says a lot to me because again, I don't really I go to comedy shows out here in Los Angeles all the time. And like, I seem to be the guy who's sitting there and not like laughing at all. Like I probably look like the biggest curmudgeon or something because I don't find everything super funny. But this movie definitely, lot of moments, and it's because it's unexpected. I didn't know Will Forte's humor too much. I didn't know the character's humor. So when they do happen, it is laugh out loud funny,
Well, so high level, the reason why this is one of my favorite comedies of all time is because it's like one of the most confident movies, one of the most confident comedies of all time. It takes the joke of being a legit 80s action movie from start to finish all the way. At no point do they like wink at the audience. It's like, this is a legit action movie where they just drop MacGruber in to be a fucking idiot for the whole time. And I've thought about this. I've realized it's kind of the inverse of The Naked Gun. So The Naked Gun. So it's
relevant right now, obviously, with the remake coming out. Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. And we definitely have to cover the original Naked Gun at some point. But so The Naked Gun was all about everything was insane, and then Leslie Nielsen playing it straight, right? So the fact that he played everything straight was kind of the joke. This is kind of the inverse, where the whole movie is straight. You have Kilmer, you have Powers Boothe, you have Ryan Phillippe. Everybody's playing it straight. And then the inverse is that MacGruber's the fucking idiot and doing all the fucked up shit. So I've just always loved that it's just kind of a complimentary to Naked Gun. And that's the fact that they go all in. The directing in this movie is like they love 80s action movies. Like from the second the movie opens with Val Kilmer stealing the missile head, like they want you to be watching like a legit 80s action movie, and then they throw MacGruber in it. So
and there's certain things that like definitely date it to like the time periods, which we could talk about a lot of them, but one of them that I just love is like the gag about like taking the stereo out of his fucking car. You remember that? You used to take the whole stereo out so people wouldn't steal it. And then they like had the thing where you could just take the face off, but people were stealing the whole like contraption. I just love that gag that he has to take that whole stereo with him wherever he goes.
Flop box.
Yeah. So funny.
I had the most bunk form of stereo at some point, which was the CD player, the Walkman with the cassette.
Oh, right. I had that too. Yeah. Oh my God.
Right. In my first car, that's what I had. And that's dating me, but also just like, my first car definitely did not have a nice stereo.
Oh man, I rocked that for forever. And like every time I'd hit a bump, my like Walkman, the CD Walkman would like skip. And oh man, it was so frustrating. But I remember going to college with that thing all the time. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That was some cool shit. Like, we worked hard for our music,
Oh, you definitely made more of an effort, and I think that's a little bit of a lost art these days. Right?
Yeah.
So,
not to be the old guys who say "fuck you, young kids," you got it easy. When back in our day, we used to have to take the stereo out of the car and carry it around to parties.
You go to a party and somebody at the party stole your stereo from the car.
Totally. I mean, seriously,
the garbage parties that we went to, at least. So.
Yeah, like keggers at somebody's house that you didn't know, and all of a sudden you go out to your car and the window's smashed in. Yeah, they stole a few like quarters out of your cup and your stereo.
So MacGruber is absolutely just taking it just in case. So, but like I was saying, it's just it takes the joke of being a legit movie all the way through. There's like no winking to the audience. It plays it straight from start to finish, and it's confident in what it does, and it like doesn't give a fuck what the audience is thinking, because obviously at the time most of the audience didn't get it, but over time they've come around. But yeah, it's definitely just that's a huge reason why it's one of my favorite modern comedies. But yeah,
we talk about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, go for it.
No. What were you going to say?
I was going to ramble until a thought came to my head. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, perfect timing for me to interject. Yeah. Can we talk about casting for a minute?
Yeah. Well, that's actually probably where I was going. So.
Okay, good. Yeah. So listen, as soon as I saw Powers Boothe, I was like, fuck yeah. Because I'm a huge fan of Powers Boothe. I love Deadwood, which I'm sure anybody watching this that has seen Deadwood, it feels the same. When they finally put out the Deadwood movie, I was so happy about that. But at that time,
which I still never seen. I still have to watch that.
Dude, you got to. But at the time, I'm pretty sure. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago when they put that out. And I'm pretty sure, obviously, Powers Boothe had passed away by that time. So
I think it was 2017 he passed away.
Yeah. And anyway, he's so good in that. And this role was made for him to be that colonel, perfect. Yeah. I wasn't sold on Ryan Phillippe. But hold on. I was just like,
wow. Well, it's just funny. Oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I was going to say Ryan Phillippe is honestly one of the huge reasons why this movie works so well.
Well, tell me why. Because here's the thing. It's such a weird casting for me. I'm not like a huge fan of his, so I don't know his like filmography and if he's done comedy, but I don't think so, right? And
at the time, he had never done anything comedy at all. So
that's and I'm not familiar with very many of his roles right now, anyway. So it's unfair for me to say I don't like him in it. I think he's good. I wasn't sold on him until he put celery in his butt, and then I was like, this guy fucking he went above and beyond, and I love him. But at the beginning, I was kind of like, I'm not sure,
No, I think he is a huge reason of why so much of the comedy works with Will Forte, because he's with him. I mean, they're basically in almost every scene together. Like there are a few scenes where it's just Will Forte and Kristen Wiig, but majority of the time it's him and Phillippe, or all three of them. And Phillippe having to be the straight man to everything. Kristen Wiig's pretty crazy, but Will Forte is just fucking ridiculous. There's not a single serious thing that comes out of his mouth, or he does the entire movie. And so the fact that Phillippe has to play off of that, I think he deserves so much credit of like why this movie works so well. I mean, you maybe seems like a boring type of character, I guess, but that's kind of the point, because he essentially like he's the lead of the movie. Like in any other 80s action movie, he would be the hero.
Yeah, but I guess that's maybe the thing, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like it's not the type character you're used to seeing him in. And for me, going into this movie blind with all of these characters, I can say I definitely had this I guess I was preconditioned to think that he was this kind of actor, and that what is he doing in this film? He's like a fish out of water or whatever. But I didn't feel like that as I was watching it. Like I said, towards the end, when he finally like turns into like utilizing some of MacGruber's tactics, it was so fucking funny, man. But I didn't think about this film in the way that you're describing it, that every character has to play it straight because MacGruber is so fucking off the wall. And when you think of it in that, with that lens, it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. They could cast anybody who's a serious actor and it would just make so much sense.
Oh, 100%. And that's just why I love so much about this movie, is because everybody does such a good job of playing it straight with MacGruber in Forte in the center. And so Phillippe, I fucking love him in this movie. So I think he just doesn't get enough credit for tying so much of it together. Because I mean, a lot of this stuff with MacGruber could fall flat if it's not, reacted to well. And Phillippe holds that all together so well. So
and I loved too that they kind of he's got he's just so against him at the beginning of the film, it's just so good. And then his whole thing about like I will let you fuck me. It's keeps on going with that joke. It's it's so off the wall. It's so crazy. But yet he has to avenge his wife who was killed. Okay, so then now we get to the part where we could talk about Val Kilmer, which that was out of left field for me. I had no clue Val Kilmer was in this film. Again, anybody who's watched this movie and loves it and is listening to this podcast right now thinks I'm an asshole, but rightfully so. But you're the one who loved this movie from the beginning. So did you know, like, at the time? I mean, Val Kilmer in 2010, what was he doing?
That's a good question. In
I mean,
2010,
I've seen like Wonderland and stuff like that. I'm trying to frame where he was in his career at this time, because I don't, I know that towards the end of his career, he wasn't doing too much.
yeah, it wasn't a high spot for him at all. But I'm seeing a lot of B movies. Deja Vu with Denzel, a couple of years before. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was 5 years before this.
Okay, that was probably his biggest film of his later career.
Yeah.
Even though it was pretty indie anyway.
Yeah. But in one of his better films, I would say.
Yeah.
Just in terms of being such a great movie. Yeah. I mean, so he's working this whole time. He's just got a lot of B movies, Seven Below, Breathless, Twixt, Blood Out, 5 Days of War. I'm just naming a bunch of movies that I've never seen that are around this time. But I mean,
around this time, I would say probably like 5 years prior, maybe even a little bit more. I did see him signing autographs at a Hollywood memorabilia show that I went to, which was kind of amazing. He was like the most expensive autograph, of course, but I believe, and I don't know how to place this in the time period, but I believe he was filming or had just finished and it was out, and this was his current film. Was it Troy that he was in, the Oliver Stone film?
I actually never saw Troy.
He plays somebody with like an eye that's missing, and I never seen it either. But like, that's the film that he would. I don't know when to frame that time. Alexander, that's right. And
I think we had the same misconception in a previous episode where we were talking shortly after he passed away. I think we mixed those two movies up.
What year was Alexander?
2004.
Okay, so yeah, 6 years before.
Yeah. Is Alexander good?
I mean, again, I didn't see it. I know.
You didn't see it. Sorry.
Both of us have never seen it. Maybe we should if we've talked about it twice. But anyway, long story short, I remember seeing him there, and I remember it being pretty cool. Like, oh, that's Val Kilmer, and you seeing him in this film, I thought he was awesome. He seemed like literally he's just having fun.
Yeah, and a couple of the stuff, videos and interviews I've seen him in, he was just so on board instantly because he loved the cast at the time. He loved like Kristen Wiig and Will Forte, and so it's just he basically just did a cold read of the script in a pretty short amount of time, and he was just 100% on board. Like he really hadn't done too much comedy. Besides from like Real Genius is like the straight up comedy that he did early in his career, but like wasn't really in too much like hardcore comedy, straight up comedy. But again, I think that's why it works so well. That this is like a straight up ridiculous comedy, but you have Val Kilmer playing it straight.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, he does. And like, it's like Will Forte's on the phone being like, I'm going to cut your dick off and shove it in your mouth. He's like, okay, I got to go. It's pretty awesome,
And that apparently that was the only objection he had to the whole movie, is that apparently they were going to actually film the running joke of cutting his dick off and shoving it down his throat. And that was the only thing Val Kilmer was like, I'm not having it where my character is getting a dick shoved down my throat. So
they just make it, spoiler alert, they just make it so he doesn't have a dick at the end, so
right,
he can't cut it off.
Apparently that was his only objection, and other than that, he was on board for everything they were doing. So
listen, here's the thing: who wrote the celery joke? It's so fucking good. It works so fucking well, and it comes back multiple times in the film to just kind of give a little wink to like how fucking odd and bizarre it is when you see it the first time, like, so anyone who's listening or watching and doesn't know, Will Forte sticks some celery in his ass and like walks around naked as a distraction, or kind of does a little dance in the beginning, and everyone thinks he's crazy. But then later on, Ryan Phillippe does the same thing as a sort of homage to MacGruber of what he's learned in warfare tactics. But it's kind of like, who wrote that? It's like, it's the most off the wall bonkers part of the movie, yet it works so well.
I mean, it's in line with skewering a MacGyver like character for sure. No guns, so you got to improvise. And if you got a stalk of celery, you got to improvise with that at the time. So
yeah, the amount of nudity in this, like just for no reason.
And then he takes a bite of it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I washed it. Don't worry.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Oh, so good. But yeah, maybe staying on Val Kilmer. He just is fucking fantastic. Like there's enough of comedy like in the writing, but again, he delivers it so straight. Like there's a scene, it's such a kind of like a throwaway kind of little joke, but I love the way it's delivered. Is that he's got the warhead. It's near the beginning. He's walking up with his main henchman. He walks up to the warhead and he's like, have you ever been to DC? And his henchman's like, no, sir, I've never been. And he's just like, I was talking to the warhead. So
that's right. I forgot about that part. I laughed out loud too.
I was talking to the bomb. So
yeah.
But the fact that he just delivers it straight is fucking great.
Because so much. It's also in the editing because they cut to the next scene right after that, as soon as he says it. So it's almost like the audience has to think for a second, like, wait, what was that? And then when you get it, you're laughing your ass off, you know. Great timing on that.
God, so good. Oh, wait. I didn't do that because I'm not a fucking retard who blows up his own dudes.
That's right. So good. Oh, fucking Val Kilmer, man.
We really did lose somebody special with Val Kilmer.
We did. And you know, the funny thing is, I don't think we did a tribute episode. I mean, usually at the top, if it's my movie, I'll say, you know, we just lost Val Kilmer. But I don't think we did that, did we? With Val Kilmer when he passed away?
Heat.
Oh, it was right at the same time, wasn't it, when we covered Heat?
Did we? I forget if we chose Heat because of that.
No,
or if it was a coincidence.
No, I don't. It was a coincidence for sure. We didn't. We went through his filmography. We talked about him a lot and paid tribute, but it was right around that time. So. Well, because it's the same thing that happened with Sizemore. We were watching Bringing Out the Dead, and then he passed away like either before it or after it. I can't recall right now. I have to go back and listen, I guess. But yeah, the timing. And again, you know, I just watched recently the Val Kilmer Batman. And, you know, like those are fun. Like going back in the Joel Schumacher Batmans.
Aging very well.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about it the last couple episodes. We started to watch Dark Knight Rises the other day, by the way. And up until the point that we stopped, which was like a little less than halfway, I would like, because it was just so long and it was the end of the night. We stopped like a little less, but we were both loving it even more than we loved the Heath Ledger Joker one, which I was shocked that, and in the rewatch, I thought it was like so bad in comparison to Begins. And then I know you've been saying that for a while. Before that, I went back and I watched the Clooney one, and I loved Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne. And he's nothing special, but he's fucking good. You know, he's pretty deadpan in that too. Like just kind of like he's just kind of serious in that role. You know, and like I don't know, those films, they're trying really hard to kind of meld, I think, the world of the TV show with like what was already put in place with Tim Burton, you know, because even I think the third one after Tim Burton's Batman Returns was produced by Tim Burton, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had some part to do with it. He didn't direct it.
Batman Forever was produced by Burton. It might have been, but it definitely didn't have anything to do with the production of it. Those ones. No,
but yeah, I would say they're aging well. And like, dude, the Mr. Freeze one we watched the other day, is that the one with Clooney? I think so.
That's 4. Like, with Clooney. Yeah. So.
And I was like, damn, like such a good time capsule, because that's like the height of like Arnold, you know, and all those actors. They're like the biggest actors at the time.
It was, I mean, people loved obviously Burton's '89 Batman. Batman Returns wasn't as loved, but has aged amazingly. That's an absolute fucking great Batman and great Tim Burton movie. And so the return to the campy aspect of it at the time for Forever and Batman, what is the Clooney one called? Why am I forgetting?
Batman and Robin, I think.
Batman and Robin, yeah. Those are just so roundly like hated at the time, for the most part, especially Batman and Robin.
Well, that's hard in the shadow of the Tim Burton ones, I guess.
Right. And so that, but also culturally, that's the biggest thing. Culturally, people didn't want the campy shit, which is why once Batman Begins came out and Dark Knight came out, people loved it. But now that we've had some space from that, it's like people now are tired of the overly serious shit. So
they're going back
to Forever and Robin. It's like, it's actually fun to watch that shit.
Man, that's a good point. But also I think what may been one of the mistakes of those films is that they introduce a ton of characters. And I think the reason being is because I'm gonna, you remember Hi, I Had That guy, Josh, he's going to be on my, he's going to be on my other podcast, and I'm finally going to talk to him tomorrow. And that's like some of my questions for him is like, what, like this nostalgia thing and everything, because like, do you remember getting all of those toys and like, Happy Meals and stuff in 89? It was such a money maker. And I think by the time they did the third one, they were like, let's blow this the fuck out. Like, if the more characters we have, the more toys we can make, and the more, there's like a Warner Brothers store at the time in like Yorktown, not Yorktown, in Oakbrook. And I was talking with Marianne about it. She's like, man, I had a Batgirl shirt. She's like, this is my girlfriend, Marianne. She's like, I had a Batgirl shirt. I would give anything to have that back. And so like all of us are kind of like, just like, and like, I can't even blame them. Like, I loved having the toys. So, they made money. We were happy. It was all good. Yeah.
But I mean, you're right. A lot of the merchandise was driving a lot of that stuff and those decisions. I think, especially with a few of those movies, I remember an anecdote about the character. So Marlon Wayans was actually going to play Robin at some point in Batman Forever. And it got to a point where toys were produced. So there are like, from what I understand, it may just be totally myth, but I've heard stories, and I think I've seen pictures that there are legit like Marlon Wayans Robin toys that were produced.
Holy shit!
Just showing like how much like merchandise like drives many decisions, especially at that time. Still now, not a little bit to a lesser degree.
Have you seen the studio yet?
No. I'm hoping to binge it at some point.
Okay, I won't ruin anything, but Catherine Hahn plays like the.
Oh, she's so good.
I know you're a huge fan. She's really good in the studio. The series is incredible. You'll love it. You have to see it. I tell you about TV shows all the time that I think you kind of like just don't have the time for. And I know you're not like
I don't have Apple. That's the biggest one.
Or that too. So. But I know this one you'll love. And anyway, long story short, she plays kind of like the person who is like, this isn't going to track well. Like, so they're making like a Kool-Aid movie in it. And then like they're talking about casting like a bunch of black people in it. And then like it becomes like a thing about race. And that episode is so good as far as like what the public might think or what the movie might be perceived as, and about, who you cast and everything like that. So anyway, my point is just that like there is, as studios think of all that stuff, I'm sure, and so like at some point
drives everything. So
it was all, these movies are all about money, and I'm trying to think is like, I don't think there's like a African-American character in any Batman movie.
Harvey Dent in the first one.
Oh, in Batman 89 Batman.
89 Batman, yeah. Harvey Dent. Not a ton that I'm trying to remember other than that. So.
I mean, seriously, what's up with that, right? And then I wonder why Marlon Wayans didn't make Batman and Robin. But then again, I can't like picture anybody.
Even if that's true, I'm putting huge asterisks on everything I said about that. So it might be.
But also, like, was Chris? What's his name? Chris, who played
Chris O'Donnell.
He was like hot shit back then, but I don't think he's necessarily the best Robin.
Well, how many Robins are there? You got what's his
Gordon Levitt?
Yeah, just Gordon Levitt. I mean, who gives a shit about Robin? That's the thing about Robin. He's a fucking douchebag character that nobody cares about. So,
well, in the Christopher Nolan Batman,
Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises. I guess there is like a few. That's different. Anyway, not to get off the subject, but yeah, we could talk about the Batman series forever. Maybe we'll cover it one day.
So this was a tangent. We're very pro tangent on this podcast. That started with Val Kilmer, got to toys, but we can kind of tie it back with Dark Knight Rises. So Dark Knight Rises is actually the movie that got Christopher Nolan and his fandom of MacGruber on the mainstream attention, because apparently it was what's her name? No, I'm forgetting her name. Who plays Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway apparently, like during the interview, was mentioning how much that Christopher Nolan was quoting MacGruber at the time, because this was like this is like Dark Knight Rises was only a couple years after MacGruber, and she was like, "Oh, I was nervous," and then he started quoting MacGruber lines, and so that made me less nervous about working around him, and so that's what kind of put it out there, and then that's what led to like people asking him like, "Do you like MacGruber?" And he's like, he's always been kind of hesitant about like anything. I don't know, like other than giving away too much information, I guess. And that, but at that point is when he was like, yeah, MacGruber actually is kind of one of the greatest comedies of all time. So it's just Dark Knight Rises leads to everybody knowing that Nolan loves MacGruber. So
You mean because he kind of like he wears the suit, he looks serious. He's like, yeah, and then
he's just reserved in the right way, just in terms of being professional, I guess. I don't know.
Right, kind of like a Stanley Kubrick. It's like, you know, just kind of like look at this guy as like a genius, and you just leave it at that. But yeah, he can like a movie that's slow brow like MacGruber, and that like it's fucking awesome. Also, like that whole meme. Maybe you sent it to me a long time ago with him like Eminem is coming down and he's like at the MTV Movie Awards and he's like clapping.
Oh, I haven't seen that. What is
you
it?
You gotta look it up, man. Yeah, look up Christopher
Eminem
Nolan.
and Christopher Nolan. You sold me right there with that.
Totally.
So it's amazing.
Anyway, big tangent, but yeah, back to Val Kilmer. He's a great Batman. He's a great everything. One film I'd love to watch of his again is that Jon Holmes movie that he did. I watched it once, and I forget what the year was, but yeah, he is pretty crazy. And the Doors movie I saw like one time, but of course he's known for that as playing Jim Morrison. And rest in peace to that guy for sure. Great casting here in MacGruber. It's cool to see him in it.
Oh yeah. Powers Boothe. We're definitely covering Frailty at some point. There's a it's getting released in 4K with this awesome looking collector's edition that I'm just about to order. Should be out next month, but pretty excited for that release. And I haven't listened to it in years, but Bill Paxton does a commentary on it. Because from the original like DVD release, so like shortly after it came out. So I haven't listened to it for a long time, but it would be fun to revisit that and hear his voice again. So
directed by Paxton as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great film. That was a Suncoast like big time discussion film. Yeah,
totally. And I was thinking, like how much Ebert is like tattooed into my mind, some of these movies, but I still remember. So Frailty. So I saw them both like on that weekend or maybe over the next 2 weeks, but like I still remember the weekend Frailty came out. It came out with Changing Lanes with Ben Affleck and Samuel L. Jackson, same weekend. And I just remember Roger Ebert giving 4 stars to both movies.
Amazing.
And so that's always tattooed in my mind, just like both those movies. And then I saw them both in the theater the following weeks.
Do you agree with Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Affleck's Changing Lanes being 4 stars?
I honestly don't remember enough about it.
I've never seen the film, so
I saw it in theaters, and it's possible I fell asleep. Not because it was a bad movie, but for whatever reason in my youth, in like high school, I would sometimes fall asleep in theaters. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just
probably drinking before you went into the film.
Probably not when I was a junior. No, not so much that. I was just growing so much. I kind of vaguely remember falling asleep, and I've never rewatched it since. So I would love to rewatch that one, but I know, Ebert was a big fan of it. So.
There's all these like Ben Affleck action films that like I've never seen. The Accountant I've never seen. I know the second one just came out. I think Reindeer Games was a action film as well, which I've never seen.
Reindeer Games is so good.
Yeah, at some point,
so good, so
the action
bad.
Star,
it's good,
right?
It's
and also another good. Batman, by the way. I've never seen any of those.
He's a good Batman. I actually like him as Batman. He's in the Batman versus Superman, the Snyder movies, which have been a big topic of conversation lately because the new Superman came out, which I did see from James Gunn.
Oh yeah, did you like?
No, I did not like it all. I don't.
Wow,
I'm just so
it's
tired.
Getting a lot of praise.
It was fine, but it's just like every other fucking movie. It just feels the exact same as every other superhero movie. These movies are so interchangeable. You have like small tweaks because I love James Gunn. Like James Gunn is fucking great. I just love where he came from and his style, but like it just feels so generic. Like I'm not like, if you liked it, it's fine. And I'm sure there is like stuff in there for Superman fans, but like it just felt like every other action movie or every other superhero movie, I should say. So, but the Snyderverse, which there's a lot of different camps. People either love Snyder or hate Snyder. He did Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and then the Justice League. And so he actually has a unique style. Like he kind of has a very Renaissance operatic kind of vibe to his movies, which people either love or hate, which I actually think is pretty good. So that's why I do like Ben Affleck as Batman, because he's in those. So
yeah, he's very serious in a lot of roles. Like I think I've talked to you about my love of Hollywoodland, which is like a 2006 film where he plays Superman. It's like the biography of George Reeves. And that's like the first movie I started to see like Ben Affleck as like a serious character. And then I think from there, he kind of started to play more serious roles and started to become like more of a serious actor post J-Lo the first time. But, you know, I also saw him working out at Soho House in Chicago one time by himself in the gym. Oh, and my mom was there. I was showing her around the club because I had a membership there. And I remember it was like Ben Affleck just working out by himself, and he was just kind of like on the, you know, thing. And my mom's like, "Oh, Ben Affleck he looked at me and he likes me and stuff like that." I was like, "Mom, he's he's probably like, please don't look at me. I'm in my shorts working out, you know." But he was in Chicago to film that series. But I don't know when that came out, like 2015, 2014 or something.
Sorry, which one?
Lawrence Fishburne was there
which
too.
One?
Was Lawrence Fishburne in one of those?
Yeah, he's in that movie. He's the.
They were both staying there at the time. I saw Lawrence Fishburne at the same time too. Anyway, not a big deal. Just saying, Ben Affleck likes my mom. Okay,
no, I'm a big pro Ben Affleck. I like Ben Affleck a lot.
So do I. But I mean, again, you know,
a lot of his movies are really well. A lot of his performances are really well. I do not watch a lot of like interviews, but like anytime I've ever seen him discuss anything about life and work, like he's always been very interesting and kind of sincere. And so I've always enjoyed him, just, you know, kind of his vibe. So
I don't know. I feel like, again, his career to me is like a rise from like a fucking genius film, which is Good Will Hunting, and, you know, then Armageddon, which is like the biggest blockbuster, to like superstardom, to then
also genius filmmaking. Armageddon,
yeah. I mean, Armageddon is great. How could you not like Armageddon, right? But anyway, then you kind of get into this like era of him where he's just a superstar, and then kind of becomes like a little bit of like, okay, he's that guy. And then he kind of dates J-Lo, and not kind of, he does, and he becomes like way too big, and then makes one bomb, which I believe was Reindeer, or Geely, right? With her, and which was the Kevin Smith movie. And then it was like almost like this guy's like a joke. You know, no one wants to hire him for anything serious. So then he does like movies like Hollywoodland and becomes like kind of like an actor again, and builds his way up, does Argo, wins the fucking Academy Award. And then I believe he goes back to kind of being like a bit of a doofus again, you know? So he's kind of has this like up and down, which I love. I don't have a problem with him. I'm just saying that's kind of the way it seems like his career is gone, because he's capable of all of this amazing stuff. Like, dude, I love him and Fincher's, I
was literally just going to say,
go ahead. Gone
Girl.
Gone Girl. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I love that movie so much. And again, like, it's weird because he kind of, it's like almost like the court of public opinion kind of is like what I'm talking about, I suppose. Maybe not in Hollywood. I don't think he's ever had a bad part of his career, but yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm pro Affleck. The Way Back is also a great character study that he made.
Yeah, you've talked about that before. You really like that.
Yeah, it's just a good, I'm all for the addiction movies. It's always fun to watch addiction character studies. So, and he plays a good one, and you know, he's had his own struggles with alcoholism in the past. So I know that one, and he's talked about it. That one's pretty near and dear to his heart. So,
yeah. MacGruber. I didn't mean to go on such a tangent. I apologize.
If we're still sticking with Affleck, so The Town also, by the way.
The Town
rules.
Oh yeah, dude, Jon Hamm's in that one.
Yeah.
You know, I love Jon Hamm.
I know you like your ham. So
yeah, I sure do.
Well, let's use Jon Hamm to tie back to MacGruber. Jon Hamm is in one of my favorite SNL skits of all time with Will Forte, which is the sexual harassment guy going around for Halloween dressing up as a sexual predator.
Oh, you got to send that to me. I've never seen it. I'm sure I'll love it.
Will Forte, it's just the two of them. Will Forte is going trick-or-treating, and Jon Hamm's like, what are you trick-or-treating? What are you going as? I'm a sex offender for Halloween. And but he keeps on giving him like, oh, can you sign and date this? Can you, I do this every time I go to a new town. It's one of my favorite SNL skits of all time. And both Jon Hamm and Will Forte are just fucking hilarious.
Oh, you got to send that to me. I've never seen that. That's amazing. Yeah, Will Forte.
There's like a 5-second stare off that they have that's just beat perfect, where they're just staring at each other, and the audience is just slowly catching up to like what they're doing. It's so
Jon Hamm talking about like career trajectories. I mean, that guy after Mad Men just did like bit parts in like comedies, you know, and he's super funny. It's funny. It's actually for years. His name always came up when they talked about who could ever follow up Leslie Nielsen in The Naked Gun. Well, he did Fletch, which I didn't think was very good, but
okay. That's probably a reason why that always came up, but I just know his name always came up, and obviously that's not the case now. We got Liam Neeson to look forward to, but
that makes sense. He could be very serious in that role, right? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
but
also, I mean, in giving some credit to Will Forte, his dramatic roles have been fucking fantastic. I love Alexander Payne's Nebraska, him and Bruce Dern.
Oh yeah.
From 2014.
Oh man, totally. I've only seen it once, and I can barely remember Will Forte in it. Like I kind of can barely remember that film, but I love Alexander Payne, and I definitely saw it. Love Bruce Dern. I got to see that again.
Yeah, Alexander Payne is low key like one of my favorite filmmakers. I mean,
no shit, dude. Sideways.
We love The Holdovers, his most recent one, and we got
to see The Holdovers together, which was cool.
No, it's fantastic. Nebraska is a little bit of a slow burn, but it's definitely one of his best movies. So
black and white as well. I don't know if Alexander Payne has done any black and white films other than that.
It's a hard thing to do to get a black and white film produced, and not many directors can get that through.
And to get Bruce Dern to like sit on a tractor for a whole movie is pretty amazing.
All right. Did we cover Powers Boothe enough? We talked about Frailty.
Well, you talked about Frailty, which we should, we don't.
There's a
about it, but he's great in that.
Tombstone reunion, Val Kilmer and Powers Boothe in this movie. So.
Oh man, how are we not talking? Dude, Kurt Russell, what the fuck? How are we not talking about Tombstone right now? That's the thing is like when you see a cast like this come up, like all of those things that you love about these characters and the movies that they've been in and the history, like it infuses itself into the films. I mean, at least I know cinephiles think of that immediately, which is also another reason why they might be like, oh, this person can't be right for this role, which is that's a preconceived notion that I had about Ryan Phillippe anyway. But Powers Boothe, he slides right into that role really nicely.
So good. He's got that one. I mean, he's got a lot of great moments, but one of my favorites is at the very end when MacGruber kicks Val Kilmer off the edge, and he's shooting him down. He's falling. He's shooting him. He pisses on him. And at one point between all that, they just cut to Powers Boothe, and he's just smiling approvingly. He just gives this like, he's just like, you do you, MacGruber. So it's just like this approving way. But no, like the movie opens with Powers Boothe and Ryan Phillippe basically recreating Rambo or First Blood Part 2 with the recruitment scene when he's in Ecuador, like trying to bring MacGruber back. And so
he's like, you're the only one who can do it,
Yeah. And it just sets that whole opening scene with me trying to recruit him just like sets the tone of like what this movie's going to be. Like I said, playing it straight. And that's why I say like having Powers Boothe, Val Kilmer, and Ryan Phillippe, they all like hold the movie so together in a way that makes it so much better than it could have been. So
we're not talking about Kristen Wiig too much, which we should. I love her. I didn't watch that whole SNL era, but I always would see clips of like Kristen Wiig, with the woman with the tiny hands and stuff like that. I mean, I loved all of the skits that she's been in. I love all the stuff. I wasn't a big fan of the newest Ghostbusters that they did in 2016.
Because it's dog shit.
Yeah, it sucked, right? But then,
No,
but I do love her and like what was it, Bridesmaids, right? Jon Hamm at the beginning of that, by the way.
Bridesmaids is a fucking fantastic comedy. Yeah,
right. So what I'm saying is that like her and MacGruber, I was kind of unexpected too, because again, I didn't know the cast going into it, and I thought she was great. I think she was underused, but then again, that goes to your point of like everybody else having to play it pretty straight.
Yeah, that's the only. I mean, she is hilarious in it, but she is kind of in the middle, where she's playing it goofy, but also kind of playing it straight.
Yeah, she feels reserved, right? Like, you know what she's capable of.
So it's kind of unclear if she's just, and this is just writing. It's not like her performance or anything. It's just her placement in the movie is it kind of toes the line between MacGruber and everybody else playing it straight. So
I mean, but it totally makes sense when you bring that part up about like everybody having to play it straight so that MacGruber can kind of shine in that craziness. Because even if you look, it's like it's clear that a lot of people that were from SNL like were just like all buddies and let's make this movie together, because I think it even said like Seth Meyers produced it and stuff like that at the end of the film in the credits.
Should we talk? I kind of want to go through. Well, maybe we'll hold this off until the end. I want to go through all the SNL movies. Get your reaction to it. So maybe we'll hold that off.
I only have one thing else I want to say about MacGruber, and that is just a couple of the comedy moments. What were some of your favorite? Like, I know we talked about a few, the bomb thing with Val Kilmer, and then we talked about like the celery gag, which is like insane. I've only seen it once, so like they're not super memorable with me right now. But like I just remember like laughing a ton, and I think for the audience, you know, watching, there's got to be some like classic stuff in here that you take away.
Well, I got my top 5 lines right here. So these will go into the scenes. Just tell me what you want me to fuck, when he's offering to suck Ryan Felipe's dick. This one's good. It just shows Ryan Felipe when he's got the bandage on his face, and MacGruber's like, "How's your face?" And Felipe's like, "It's fine. Just banged it into a giant vagina." So. Felipe delivering that straight is so fucking fantastic. It's fine, just banged it into giant vagina. So, it's time to go pound some cunt, is obviously, you know, kind of one of the most iconic lines. In addition to classic MacGruber, but Dieter von Kunt, just the name. We'll get to the show a little bit, but in the show, Billy Zane plays Queef, Enos Queef. So.
Amazing.
As the main bad guy. So
clearly those names.
We all love Billy Zane. So
yeah. I almost for a second. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, one more.
No, go for it. I have 2 more. So
go ahead. It's okay.
We'll take our time with them. So.
No, it's okay because I was gonna pivot into that I thought I was watching the wrong movie last night.
Well, wait. I want to hear that. Wait, which movie could you possibly?
We'll finish your lines and then I'll finish your lines and I'll tell you.
All right, a Hossbender dead at the age of who the fuck cares.
That's another part that I love is they're like, oh, don't worry, you got some time before they figure out your Hossbender. It's like, oh, that's not Hossbender shit. So good.
I think of dead at the age of who the fuck cares on a almost like a daily basis. It just pops into my mind with my Mystery Science Theater brain. So and probably the number one line is, every day's a workout when you got to carry around a 20-pound python in your jeans.
Yeah, it's great. Amazing. So
Chris Jericho, you and your dick jokes. That's why I listen. That's why I tell them. So
yeah, no. And again, like as crude as it can be on purpose, you know, and that's why they're so funny, because it's just they go to the limit, and it's you love it, you know.
And then I'll just say one more, probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is his monologue about why Kumpf killed his wife. I don't know if they're sitting outside the trailer, and he's basically saying, to this day, I don't know why Kumpf killed my wife. And so he goes this whole story about how Casey, played by the great Maya Rudolph, P.T. Anderson's wife, SNL alum, she's awesome in this. He's basically, the whole impetus of this movie is him getting revenge for Kumpf killing his wife. And so he tells his monologue where it was Dieter von Kumpf and his wife, Maya Rudolph, they were married. He started banging her. She was the only woman that he let eat out her butt. She left Dieter for him she was pregnant at the time, and so I asked her to terminate the child naturally. And then he's just like, he ends it. He's like, and to this day, I still don't know why he killed my wife. She was the only lady I was comfortable to let eat out my butt. So such a romantic line. So I love it.
Also, like,
so that tone just sets is just so iconic in this movie. I love it. So
yeah, the Powers Boothe thing too is like, you see him earlier with the Ryan Phillippe thing. He's like, seriously, he's like, just fuck me. He's like, I'll let you do anything you want, just fuck me. And then later he does the Powers Boothe because he doesn't want to get kicked off. Like at first he doesn't want to get like involved, and then he'll do anything to like stay on the case. And it's always like, I will suck your dick. I will let you fuck me. That's where he goes every time. It's amazing. Anyway, that was good. I need that laugh.
Darren's eyes are tearing up if you're not watching on YouTube.
Oh man, I told you I needed a good laugh. Maybe I should start watching, comedies a little more often, because I kind of keep things light these days with the way the world is.
I got my top 4 comedies, so we'll be covering those at some point. So, maybe. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you had something before.
Oh, so at some point, you do the thing where you're like, wait, like, what's Will Forte been doing? And I was watching the, picked up my phone at the end of the credits, and I was like, I need to know like what else he's done. I remember he had a TV show that was like a pretty big TV show where he was like the last man on Earth or something like that, right? Which I haven't seen, but I was aware of it. So as I was looking him up, then I saw like MacGruber as the IMDb, and then it's like, to see MacGruber 2010, click here. And I was like, wait, did I just, because I watched on Netflix and you were like, oh, it's on my Amazon, and I didn't watch it on your Amazon. So in my brain, I'm like, fuck me, I just watched the wrong MacGruber, and I finished it last night. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to watch it in the morning. And I realized at that point it was a TV show in 2021 that they did, I guess, right?
Yes. Okay, so you didn't watch the TV show though?
No. Obviously I watched.
In addition, well, I know you, but you didn't like start the TV show or anything, and then
no.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw the show when it first came out, and I want to revisit it, but that's actually a note that I got here. So there was a time when they were trying to recruit Christopher Nolan to direct an episode of the TV show when it was being produced. And so he was actually in talks with them, not to probably do it, but this is the email, I have it right here, from Christopher Nolan to Jorma Taccone, the director. This is the email that Christopher Nolan sent. Quote, though I can't be there in person to watch you take the first step of your odyssey, precursor, know that my spirit soars with you, and whilst it's perhaps unfair to add to the great sense of responsibility you must already feel, I am duty bound to tell you, the world is waiting, the world is watching. This is Christopher Nolan's well-wishing Taccone as they're producing the MacGruber TV show. So he had his blessing, and that's why they made such a kick-ass show. Because
so you liked it? You liked the show?
Yeah, I need to rewatch it. It was one of those. It's on a streaming service, I think Peacock. This is why I just don't watch too many TV shows. I know. So like I had like a trial for Peacock when it first came out just to watch it.
Like a 7-day thing or something? Yeah,
so that was like 4 years ago now. So and I watched it through once, loved it. I just haven't watched it at all since then because I don't have access to it or anything. If it was on like physical media, I probably would have bought it, but I just haven't seen it since. I remember loving it though. So
100%. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to look here. Anyway, not a big deal.
What are you looking for? I probably know it. Whatever information you're trying to figure out.
No, just like where it's streaming, I guess, because I'm interested in seeing it too. But
yeah, like I said, Peacock.
You think it is Peacock, or you don't know?
I mean, I know that's what it was produced by.
Oh, gotcha.
I think,
gotcha.
Or either Peacock or Paramount. Maybe I confuse those two. It probably is available to rent on Amazon. I just haven't. So.
Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, 2021 wasn't that long ago,
Yeah. Throat ripping was pulled from Roadhouse, because Swayze rips a dude's throat out in that. So that's right. That's their homage as MacGruber's trying to get the turkey of throat rips.
That was another funny part where he does the gobble gobble thing on it over him. It's fucking great, man.
Felipe's like, you really want that turkey, don't you?
So good. The throat ripping thing was also very fake for 2010, which was amazing.
Like the CGI blood.
Yeah.
I noticed this last time. There's a part where I think the first one he does, they actually put CGI blood like on the screen. Like they just.
Oh yeah.
Like they
that was like a probably an homage to somebody else too who did that before them.
Yeah, lots of grindhouse movies probably did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Unintentionally.
Right.
And of course, probably the funniest part of the entire movie is the KFBR 392. Is his revenge fantasy on the fucking guy who made fun of his Miata. And then probably one of the funniest parts of the movie is when Felipe is looking through his notepad
and he sees it all.
And he sees his revenge fantasy. He's writing KFBR 392 like 1,000 times. And then it shows him shitting on the guy's head. And
then the second page is the guy opening his mouth to like eat the shit. It's so good. Oh God, man. It's so funny. I mean, I gotta tell you, like watching that probably really fucked up my Netflix algorithm. Now I'm gonna get like a bunch of comedies in there because I never watch comedies. But like all of a sudden, it was like putting old school, which I love old school, by the way. If you've never seen, that's one we should really cover.
Old school's good.
Oh man, we used to watch that all the time at scissors practice. It was really one of my favorite comedies from back then. But also. Had like loved Bottle Rocket at the time, so all of us were really into
Owen Wilson.
Well, Owen
Luke
Wilson's
Wilson.
brother, Luke Wilson,
The Wilsons, can't go wrong. Yes, KFBR 392. So apparently, the owner of the car was originally supposed to be Richard Dean Anderson, the OG.
I was wondering if he was going to make an appearance, but yeah.
So he did one of the sketches on SNL. He showed up in one of them at some point. So he was obviously down to play along, but
when he wasn't in the movie, I thought maybe he was miffed or something about not being, or
I don't know why, but
ripping him off or something.
I think for whatever reason, but he definitely was in one of the sketches. So, that's all my favorite stuff in this fucking fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah.
I can talk about a couple of my favorite comedies, and I do want to talk about SNL comedies, unless you have any last thoughts.
Go ahead.
On MacGruber. Just my favorite. I mean, this is probably a top 10. Actually, I don't even know if I have a full rounded 5. Young Frankenstein, The Original Vacation, and Dumb and Dumber. Like, those are easily top 3 comedies of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, they're all great.
Yeah. Those are definitely the ones that have stuck with me for a long time. And again, MacGruber might be in a top 5. Certainly is my favorite comedy of like post 2000.
Like you're talking about like kind of like slapsticky comedy, you're talking about not, you're not like a Royal Tenenbaums,
Yes.
Like,
when I say comedy, I'd say it has to be like 110%.
Yeah. All balls to the wall comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though Woody Allen movies are comedies, I don't necessarily watch them as comedies. So,
some of his earlier ones were slapstick comedies,
for sure,
Bananas and all that stuff.
But yes, but that is true. When I say these movies, that it is, the dumbest of the dumb is usually what I kind of reserve my favorite comedies for all the time. So, but Young Frankenstein is that's one of the greatest movies of all time. So
we don't talk about Adam Sandler too much on this podcast. And if we do, usually I think we're covering stuff like Punch Drunk Love, which we haven't done, but I know we've talked about it, and we love that film. And he's obviously, it's a more serious role. But with Happy Gilmore 2 coming out, I got to tell you, like, there has been a lot of advertising for that around Los Angeles. Like,
I think there's a lot of people who are excited for it. So I'm one of them. I would absolutely want to watch that.
But I can't believe like I'm watching like seeing Shooter McGavin on like a Subway commercial.
That's a huge reason, because Christopher McDonald has always been one of my favorite character actors.
Oh, he's great.
he's so fucking fantastic in so many things. Thelma and Louise, The Iron Giant, Happy Gilmore, obviously, Dirty Work. He's just always been so fucking great, and that's a big reason why I'm excited to see him back in Happy Gilmore too. So
yeah, no, totally. And I was just loving kind of like that's we were talking about the Batman films to kind of bring it full circle. Not that there's any like toys or anything being produced, but I do love seeing like the product placements and like a heavy like advertising budget. Like in LA, when you go down through downtown or anywhere around even my neighborhood, there's like on the buildings, Adam Sandler with his golf club, and then on the building like across the street there's like a golf ball like that went through the window. It's like amazing, and awesome. Only the cool way that like Los Angeles does it, like with the billboards and everything. And I'm loving seeing that. I definitely am interested in it, and Happy Gilmore original is up, I would say up there, and like some of the funniest fucking comedies,
Yeah, for Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy were always my two favorites, I'd say.
Yeah. Well,
that's all I got.
Well, very good.
Adam Sandler, I only came to appreciate Adam Sandler as an adult. Like when his movies were coming out, I was like, he's all right. I was more of a fan of Chris Farley and Norm Macdonald, and Sandler just always seemed like second tier. But it's Sandler, as we mentioned, like in Punch Drunk Love, in an Uncut Gems, and the Meyerowitz stories from Baumbach, like he's a fucking genius. And having appreciated, like loving his performances that have made me appreciate his Adam Sandler movies more. Rewatching Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and all those old ones, like they're just 10 times better now in my eyes because of like just the context.
Well, I would say Billy Madison probably his funniest film, right?
Probably. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are usually
hand in hand
the two favorites.
Yeah. Okay, so pivot back to your favorite SNL.
Well, let's just look at the list. I want to hear your reaction to this list. I thought there was actually more. So MacGruber actually is the last SNL movie to be produced. Which say what you want.
No way, in 2010?
Yeah, they just stopped. That's
was there like a character that wasn't as memorable or something?
I was just about to say that is kind of a representation of how fragmented society is, and culturally, it's like all these characters that got movies, everybody knew them. Wayne's World, everybody knew who Wayne was, even if you didn't watch SNL at the time. But that's not the culture we live in now. Everything's so fractured that it's like having a character break through to like that mainstream is like so rare now. So
yeah, that's true. And I do watch this new cast. I have for like the last maybe like 4 or 5 years, because my girlfriend just is like very into improv and sketch comedy and stuff like that. So we always watch. And yeah, I like the cast, and like Bowen Yang is super popular and super funny, but like I think he was in Wicked, like, and then like couldn't tell you if he had like a reoccurring character that he does. So, maybe.
Are there reoccurring? More than me.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. You've been watching it. Do you like? I haven't watched an episode.
Well, yes.
Years,
okay. So there's a guy on there that's starting to do this. I forget his character's name, but he plays this guy.
So it's probably not very good if you don't remember.
Well, it is funny. I just noticed, like talking about like a reoccurring character. He plays like a gigolo guy that like he always shows up at this person's wedding when like she's about to get married and to this guy, and then they're like, but like something happened when you were on vacation, and he comes out and he's just like, what's up? I forget his name, but yeah, that was and it's not super memorable, but it is starting to have that thing that you're talking about where like, could he have his own movies about it? Probably not, but yeah.
Fragmented society. That's all we got. All right, let's go through these. 1980, The Blues Brothers.
Okay.
1992, Wayne's World, which I saw in theaters, and I would contend is MacGruber's the best one, but Wayne's World is could be the contender for the best SNL movie. Wayne's World is fucking great. The original.
Yeah.
Coneheads in 1993.
Damn.
I'm just looking at the cover of it. 90s comedies were something else, man. It was very special. Just how freely they were to be so stupid, and just how, I don't know, culturally it's like we're too pessimistic now. We need to go back to stupidity with comedies and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Clearly.
1993, same year, Wayne's World 2. 1994, It's Pat, starring Julia Sweeney.
How did that have a full movie? But it did. Yeah. I haven't even seen
androgynous character, which everybody would complain about now for existing, but the character that nobody knew if it was a man or a woman. So
right. Julia Sweeney, famous Quentin Tarantino actress.
Sure. She loved the wolf for sure in that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, of course, you are a character.
Yeah, just because you have character. An underrated one, Stuart Saves His Family with Al Franken. About Stuart Smalley. Directed by Harold Ramis, which I don't even think I realized. So, from 1995. I remember watching this on HBO when it first came out. This movie's pretty damn good. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one I would recommend.
I don't even think I knew it existed.
I mean, if you just want to watch a Harold Ramis movie from 95, go for that one. Blues Brothers 2000 came out in 1998. I don't know what that shit's about. Can't put out a 2000 movie called 1998. Night at the Roxbury in 1998. Definitely remember seeing that in theater and loving it. Being a Will Ferrell fan at the time. Superstar in 1999. The Ladies' Man in 2000.
Damn.
With Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
And then MacGruber in 2010. Any of those special to you? I know you hate comedies and all things that are funny.
No, I mean, of course I've seen Wayne's World and loved both of those. Fucking brilliant.
The first Wayne's World I actually would cover because that movie is also just aging really well, just in terms of...
and it's like very Chicago-based, so.
Chicago-based, but also Mike Myers...
And Chicago suburbs, we should say.
Oh, for sure. Aurora. But Mike Myers, what he did with that, breaking the fourth wall and just having that type of movie at the time in 1992 was ahead of its time for sure. So,
I kind of making a comeback. I mean, last season of SNL had all of the former cast members that were really popular. Dana Carvey came on and did Joe Biden, which was like the only Joe Biden that I've seen by anybody who's done it well, and he was really good with it. And it was just a reminder at how good Dana Carvey is. But also,
didn't they have Mike Myers do Elon? Oh,
yes.
I remember seeing clips of that. I never saw like a full sketch, but I saw that he had was coming on to play them. That's pretty funny.
No, yeah, totally. It came back for a lot of different things, and I loved that SNL like brought some people back, and it was like a reminder to a lot of people about how great these people are. And lately Mike Myers has been talking a lot about Canada, and how much he loves Canada because our president wants to take it over. Was
that for the 50th?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that would be 50 years. Jesus. Yeah. It's crazy.
I saw a documentary at this place called Vidiots over here for like one of those Academy events that we've gone to. And it was for the SNL 50 documentary. The guy that did it was the guy who did the Mr. Rogers documentary, which I loved.
Okay.
And we got to talk to him and tell him how much we loved it. Like, I remember seeing that at the Soho Chicago theater, and it was like one of those things where they were like, what did you think of the movie? Like, it was actually like a tester kind of thing. And Marianne, my girlfriend, actually saw it at the Cinema Dome at the ArcLight over here before it closed as well. And she met him there. It was like a question and answer with the director. Anyway, we got to meet him and tell him how much we loved it. And then we got to see this documentary, which it was very good. But it talked and showed a lot about what goes on behind the scenes to run a show that full week. And I think there's 3 episodes of it. It's worth watching if you I don't know what streamer it's on, but anyway, it's very good. Why did I bring that up? Yeah, just in general, just like to put a production like that on, it's no wonder that it continues to go, because I don't know how else you do that. Like, you have to really cram to get like a full week with a big name, host with like good looking like skits, like you got to write those in a full week and then get them prepared and perform them live on Saturday. Like what else could do that?
That's funny.
Yeah. And I mean, Will Forte was in that show for 8 years that I read. That was a long time for him.
On SNL as a cast member?
Yeah.
What's his nuts? He's been on there since fucking
Kenan.
All That. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Kenan on All That as a kid, and he's still on SNL? Is he still a cast member?
I thought I heard that last season was his last one, but for some reason every year I hear that. Like Kenan's last year is this one, you know?
I feel like he's just going to be on that show forever. So
yeah.
Yeah, just really quick, you saying that was reminding me of a similar documentary called 6 Days to Air. It's all about the making of South Park with
right.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone. And this is an older one, but I just remember I've rewatched it 1 or 2 times. But that's a great little documentary about how they impose pressure on themselves, basically only giving them time, that much time, and that's how their episodes are so relevant. But it's just a great making of a documentary, so similar to the one you were talking about on SNL. So
that's still South Park's still on the air, right?
It just got renewed for like a huge, like in the last couple of days, they just got like a huge renewal. So I fucking love those guys. Those guys are fucking geniuses. I love that they exist because they're
those DVDs were odd as fuck.
They've held comedy together in a culture that keeps on shifting, and they keep on showing up. Do I remember the DVDs? Like when they were being released?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen South Park probably in the same amount of time I haven't seen like The Simpsons. Like it's been a long time, but I used to buy like the South Park DVDs way back in the day, and they used to have this like segment called Making Bacon with Macon, and it was like
I remember that. Yeah,
they would feed bacon to the fucking pig. It was pretty out there, man.
Everything they do is fucking out there. That's why they're great.
Yeah.
No, South Park is absolutely still worth watching. Like they've stayed very relevant. They comment on timeless shit, and I'm going to send you a clip. I'll surprise you with it, but there's a couple relevant ones that I'm going to send you for South Park recently. So
cool.
Yeah. SNL. One last thing on MacGruber, I guess, and then we'll fully move forward. MacGruber opened at number 5 at the box office. On the weekend it came out, didn't make too much money. Number 27 at that same weekend was Avatar. It's 148 days until Avatar 3 comes out. And you're excited for that one. So
yeah, I was wondering.
Teaser poster came out this week, and I am probably going to see Fantastic Four in IMAX because the trailer should be coming out this week for Fantastic Four. So I'm not going to watch Fantastic Four, but I will watch the trailer for Avatar 3.
So you're going to Fantastic Four to see the trailer for Avatar?
On IMAX, yeah. So on the big screen.
Jesus Christ.
I probably won't, but if it's on YouTube, I'll watch it. But there are plenty of people going to see it just for the trailer, for sure. Hey, it's like a Phantom Menace situation where you're just going to go see.
God, that's true.
What was the movie that it was like a complete non-throwaway drama that everybody wanted to go see because it was the only one showing.
Like the Lucasfilm emblem comes up and you're like, oh, yeah. I don't know. This is great, though, like to talk about a movie theater experience just for the trailer. I mean, if that's happening in these days, I'm cool with it, you know?
Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5. We are in a renaissance of James Cameron sequels, and they'll just keep unfolding, and their brilliance will be made apparent to you over the years, Darren.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
I know you can't wait.
I told you, like, at some point I'm going to sit down and really watch these films, and like then I'll probably be like, yeah, Pat, you know, we could cover Avatar. Like I don't know. Every time we talk about this, you know, I have the same feeling about them. I didn't love that first one, but who knows? Maybe I will now. And especially knowing that my friend likes it so much. And I have other friends, by the way, that are even nerdier than you about it. My friend Mike Venezia is fucking crazy about these but he also loves James Cameron as well, you know?
There is it just is the culmination of James Cameron always making such great sequels over his career, and now the fact that he's dedicating the rest of his life to sequels in this world building. That's a huge part of why I'm excited to see it unfold. But yeah, Avatar 2, I loved Avatar 2: The Way of Water. It was one of the better theater going experiences I've had in a long time. He's just one of the OG theatrical filmmakers. He's still making movies that feel as special as like Titanic, and that's a rare thing these days. When you go watch the Fantastic Four, it's like you just do not get that feeling. So, well,
there's a couple of films that are in the theater, like Eddington is. I'm
really excited for it. Yeah, I think we're going to the music box this weekend for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to get out, like save my money. It's strapped these days, but save my money for that. Hopefully, I can see it at a matinee or something like that. I mean, right now they're playing Kill Bill 1 and 2 at the Vista. That. Yeah, and
the whole bloody affair. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, and there's a line around the block like every day for it, and it's awesome. And they got like awesome merch, and I'm like, God damn it, when am I gonna make some money so I can just like fucking buy all this shit, you know? Anyway, but it's I'm missing that, and I want to see Eddington bad, and then also Phoenician Scheme I have not seen yet. Have you?
I saw it twice. Yeah,
Phoenician. And you loved?
I liked it a lot. It's for, and like I said, we discussed it briefly. I was like, I just got burnt out on his style, and so his last one I didn't even finish.
Oh, okay, that's right. We did talk about this.
But I've just kind of come back around to like accepting that he's just going to ride or die with his style, and this one's enough of a comedy where I had a fucking great time watching it. I loved it. So
yeah,
I was really
when you're
happy
that like
it, so.
When you're that good, like you almost like become a parody of yourself. I think.
So I think it's just kind of that. It's like I just had to like step away for a little bit mentally from the idea of Wes Anderson, because we talked about numerous times. It's like back in the day, his run with Rushmore, Tannenbaums, Life Aquatic and Darjeeling was one of my favorite runs of all time. I just had to step back a little bit, but now I feel like I'm fully back invested in him. So,
yeah. Awesome.
Although what was that last one though? I still never finished it though. You said you didn't like it at all.
I didn't. Oh, gosh, I even forgot
the vignette one,
now.
Right?
Yeah.
No, not the vignette one. I like that one. The
Tom Hanks and like the cast was insane. Of course, there's like a ton of people in it. ScarJo.
We should be looking it up, but I'm not. I'm just going to let myself
Everybody
not remember it because I know
listening this long knows what we're talking about and feels the same way.
Yeah,
it wasn't very good.
It's like Spaceship or something.
Oh, Asteroid City.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was space something. So there we go.
I don't have a song of the week picked out. I haven't listened to anything new in a long time. So why don't you hit us with your music pick of the week, because I'm sure you have one, and I'll look for one that I think is worthy.
Well, you keep looking. I got a couple things.
I do have one. Now that
Okay. Well, I have a few more things. Have you seen the History of Violence Criterion cover that just?
Oh, I did. It looks awesome. Yeah,
dude. I don't understand what this style is. It looks familiar. It looks like 70s kind of paperback novel, fantasy, almost kind of like it reminded me of like the 70s Lord of the Rings paperback novels.
Yeah. I think it's like it may be like colored pencil or something. I didn't look at it too carefully.
It honestly is. I'm biased obviously because we just covered it because I love this movie, but like it looks like one of the greatest like Criterion covers of all time. I just love how it looks, and Vico's face on it is fantastic.
Did you know it was rolling? I think you did, right? You knew it was rolling to the Criterion.
Yeah, it was the 20. It was both the 20th anniversary was on my list of a long time to cover, and then when I heard it was getting released, that's when I was like, all right, we're doing History of Violence.
We're gonna do it. Yeah. That cover looks fucking awesome. I think I thought I maybe sent it to you because I was like, when I saw it, I was like, holy, same thing. Like, well, this looks awesome. It looks
so good. So I'm very excited for that. I got a couple physical media pickups.
Oh yeah,
they're really quick. Blockbuster box sets I've talked about a couple times. They do. He does custom made slip covers.
So right.
American Werewolf in London for this one.
Beautiful.
Just slides in with this great slip cover.
By the way, I think I told you, like, I saw that for the first time last October and I loved it.
That blew my mind that you had never seen it. That was a pivotal movie. I saw that as a kid. I'm like, discovering like the tone of like a horror comedy, the way it was balanced. Seeing that as a kid was like revelatory, but also like the practical effects, and that it's still the greatest werewolf transformation scene of all time.
Totally.
Rick Baker doing the special effects. We're definitely covering that at some point. And then got the Andor slipcover, because Andor first season, which I still have not seen the second season. I'm saving it up. I'm going to binge it soon, but Andor is up there with Revenge of the Sith, and Empire is my top 3 Star Wars.
I remember you saying that. Yeah. I'm definitely interested in, but again, you got to get, I think you have to have the Disney streaming service for that, right? So
yes,
like,
which I don't.
It's kind of why I'm behind on all that stuff.
Yeah. And I might just wait till it comes out. So, and then the last thing I got, the Criterion sale was still going on. So I picked up a couple of them I showed last time. One of them was No Country for Old Men, and we mentioned it, but then I ended up picking up the Blood Simple Criterions. I rewatched this movie. Every time I watch it, I forget how fucking good it is. Like, it is incredible that this was the Coen Brothers' first movie, and just like how confident they were with their filmmaking, and how much this movie works like a precision clock, and just how good it is. Love it.
Yeah. Blood Simple. Coen Brothers in general. What's the last movie they made? I forget.
So they're kind of on a break.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're working. They've been making different movies.
Oh, right, not together.
They've had which is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah,
because
maybe it was time.
They're late stage. Have a couple that I would love to cover, including A Serious Man.
Oh yeah. That was probably around the time of MacGruber.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
Right.
And Hail Caesar. I would love to cover all of those. I absolutely love all 3 of those in their late stage career. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs was their last official movie together. Oh,
and that was like a straight to Netflix movie, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which I did watch, which I loved, which was great. But they have been making movies separately. I know there was a Shakespeare one with Denzel, and then there's a new one coming out with Margaret Qualley from one of them. And
no shit.
And I'm not familiar. I don't know which Coen brother was making which. And maybe I'm just an asshole, and I'm like, if they're not together, I don't want to watch their movie. Which I'm not actually thinking that, but I know in my brain, I'm like, I can't watch a movie without both the Coen brothers.
Yeah, totally.
I know I will, but the way I'm compartmentalizing it, I'm looking at their filmography right now. It's like, how do you not admit that they're 2 of the greatest filmmakers of all time?
Oh, totally. I mean, totally. I watched Raising Arizona recently, and I fucking was like, damn, man, I watched that so many times when I was a kid. I don't know how I was even able to, because it's not really a kid's movie, but yeah, Nicolas Cage in that is amazing. Young Nicolas Cage. Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
John
Fargo. Fargo is still one of my favorites, largely because that was the first Coen Brother movie I ever saw. Like right when it came out, while it was like getting all the Oscar attention. I was like, that was my introduction to the Coen Brothers and like the vibe of like
not
what
a bad
brought.
one.
No, not at all. All right, that's everything I got.
All right,
I'll talk music.
I'll switch into my music, and I can't believe I even didn't have a pick, and I just needed to check our jukebox to make sure I never recommended this song.
I feel like I've done that a couple times. We're picking while we were still talking. So.
Well, because I didn't have one picked, and I just thought I was going to let you go with one, and then I thought we lost Connie Francis, who is one of my favorite singers. She passed away last week. And I always thought in the back of my mind, I'm like, for a while, she was like posting on Twitter and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like when I used to use Twitter, and I don't anymore. But that was like the only like lifeline I had to like Connie Francis. And she had like a pretty insane life. But I always kind of just really loved her voice. And there's this one song that I'm going to talk about here that I loved. And when she passed away, I was just like, oh man, I knew the day would come when I would likely hear that. And I listened to the song again, and I just love it so much. It's called Jealous Heart. And I've never recommended a Connie Francis song on the jukebox, so I'm glad, in tribute to the great Connie Francis, Jealous Heart. It's got an upscale in this song that is just beautiful. It's like full on theatrical. She sings the low and the high harmonies, and the low harmonies are like butter, man. So yeah, that's my pick. Rest in peace to Connie Francis, one of our great singers of our time.
And she just passed away recently.
Yeah, last week.
Okay.
Yeah, last week.
All right. I discovered Connie Francis because she was mentioned in the movie The Craft. Still always remember that.
Oh yeah, man! I watched The Craft for the first time too. I think like last Halloween, like because it was on the Criterion.
Fairuza Balk's mother. They get like the insurance money, and what she does with the insurance money is get a jukebox with only Connie Francis songs on it.
You're right. So. Actually, the Ryan Murphy series, American Horror Story, there's a scene with Jessica Lange where she dances to Connie Francis song. I can't recall the one right now. It's kind of iconic at this point. But anyway, yeah, Connie Francis is known. But when she passed away, I was noticing, like, I was like, well, where's the tributes? There's no tributes pouring in, and I was like,
I haven't heard much from her. I saw you post him. I feel like that was the only thing. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
I posted that because I was like, this is a travesty. Like, I don't hear anybody talking about Connie Francis and how great she was. So anyway, yeah.
Well, my song is from somebody who also just passed away, Ozzy Osbourne.
Whoa.
Yeah. He played his final show and then just died.
Yeah.
It's like his reported was like, this is my last show ever. And he just fucking.
Well, how great is that? I mean, isn't that the way?
There's no possible better ending that he could have had or that he would have wanted or anybody could have. So
for all of you youngsters out there, Ozzy Osbourne of the Osbournes fame.
Oh yeah. I still never watched a show. It was just.
I never had cable, but I used to watch it when I go over to friends' houses and stuff like that. Cause there's just like, here's Ozzy Osbourne swearing up a storm and his fucking kids, you know?
Right. But I went through an Ozzy phase as a kid. In 95, I got his Osmosis album. And so the song I'm picking this week is really just kind of the first song that I ever heard from Ozzy, really. So it's not necessarily the best, not necessarily the most popular. I'm pretty sure it's well liked, but like it was definitely like one of the first songs that I ever heard from him. It's called I Just Want You from 1995. Like I said, the album Osmosis at the time. It's got a vibe that's like pretty 90s. This is what listening back and like his whole entire like musicography. It's like this one sounds like alternative rock almost. So that's kind of why it's like a fun deep cut to listen to. Huh. It really does kind of feel like of that time rather than like his 70s stuff or his 80s stuff. And so yeah, that was my introduction to Ozzy. I Just Want You. And kick-ass artist that definitely lived the life.
Yeah.
even though he became kind of a punchline. Not him, but just with the reality show. It's like that is true. It's like most people like know him. Like what you were saying, like to the kids, it's like I feel like most people be like, "Oh, the reality show guy."
Well,
like, especially younger people. So
I went to a comedy show here a couple weeks ago, and we ran into this kid that we were talking with, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I did a Liquid Death commercial with Ozzy Osbourne," and I was like, "What?" Dude, it was really weird because he's like, "Yeah, I'll show you the commercial," and he put his phone up to mine. And it like did this like wave bubble, and then all of a sudden I had the commercial like in my phone. I maybe this is like the new way of airdropping.
It's airdrop,
yeah, but it's like a new way I've never done before. It was really weird, and then all of a sudden I had this like thing, and it's like a couple years ago or a year ago or something, he did like a skit for Liquid Death, and I don't know, Ozzy Osbourne showed up, and he was telling us all about like Ozzy and how he was late and like. Couldn't remember his lines and stuff, which I don't think is shocking to anybody who knew Ozzy late stage.
Oh boy!
But anyway,
like I also like he did like a song with like Coal Chamber in the early 2000s. This was in my heavy new metal phase. Coal Chamber was like a new metal band that I listened to back then. He had a couple songs with them. He was still making music, but yeah, he became an type of a character that wasn't exactly I don't know. Music wasn't the first idea that a lot of people came to his mind. So
yeah,
is what it is. So
all right. Well, we
all
got
right.
a good jukebox going there on Spotify. Pat always puts the link in the show notes. And man, this feels like it should have been the 75th episode instead of the 76th. Because I know this is one you've been wanting to cover for a while. And I went out of left field and did Bully last week, which I think, I'm glad. I know we're glad we did.
Hey,
but this is definitely a
counter
pulse.
programming. I was thinking about this. Like that's like what we want on this podcast. It's like us recreating the video store aesthetic, us working at Suncoast together 25 years ago. The video stores had every type of movie. It had art house movies, grindhouse movies, had comedies, had dramas. So the fact that we watch Bully and MacGruber back to back is 100% in line with what we go for here. So
yeah, we might have watched like Lord of the Rings next,
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all for that. So
yeah,
complimenting each other. So
definitely the best thing about living in Los Angeles is like when you do come across people that it's rarer than you think, where you come across people even here that like know movies the way we do. But it's always fun because when we go to some event or some, kind of TV thing or something, and I have to like talk to people I've never met before, the best thing in the world is when you meet somebody that's like you and me, who just like love film, and you can like rap about it like the way we do on this podcast. And I think it's almost kind of a rarity these days. I don't see people all the time doing it. So that's why, this podcast for me and you, like introducing new movies to each other, then talking about them, but also like interweaving different movies that we like because of the actors that are in it, like we did in this episode. That's what this shit's all about. That's what art's all about, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Video store aesthetic will never die as long as we're doing the podcast. So.
Right. Which will be forever.
Ideal.
Way into the Avatar universe.
Connie Francis, Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. MacGruber, time to go pound some comf.
Till next week. Till next 2 weeks from now. Take care of yourself, Pat.
See you, bud.
Bye. Never say ever, never.
Never say never ever.